what came after, Tony, after kind of Microsoft was, sold? Now it's Google Cloud. Uh, what came after? How did you go about scaling of leaders within SADA? Because that
Yeah.
itself is not an easy thing to do.
No, look, it's very difficult early days self-funded to find talent because often you cannot afford the talent you need. And it took me a long time to recognize that, when all you can afford is like $40,000 for a job, but this job is really an $80,000 job. Yeah, talent is really freaking hard to find. So what do you do? What did we do? We have to hire kids basically and hope they have the right acumen and whatever and essay work ethic to become the best in the world at this thing in 3 to 5 years, right? You hope. And we had we did a lot of that in the 2000s, early 2010s, because it's all we could afford. And a lot of it actually worked well. So if you have time, because of the window of opportunity or business cycle, where if you have time, grooming young talent is like unbelievable if you find the right people. So we got super lucky. I hired extended family. I hired anybody who we could, basically, right? Some of them literally became the best in the world at what they did, and also made a lot of money, which is great for everybody. But as soon as you can, here's the thing that we did: as soon as we could afford it, and we had some good guidance, uh, we went and hired the absolute best talent money could buy, period. And it's insane. Like, you have to, if you're really trying to scale something and grow something big and you're not building a lifestyle business, you have to be willing to pay people more money than you'll make that year. You have to be willing to share in equity and upside of whatever the outcome may be. And that's very difficult for a lot of first time entrepreneurs, mom and pop, immigrant type, like no experience type of people like ourselves and this is something we would not fight, but debate with my parents sometimes because they're like, you're paying the guy how much, or that girl how much? I'm like,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. They're like, you're paying them more than you'll make. That's insane. Isn't the point of business to like make money for yourself? I'm like, yeah, but this is the long game, right? So we got so fortunate that people, again, believed in our vision, my leadership, the story, saw the opportunity. They knew that they were going to be given this opportunity that's rare and agency over their fate and their job and their role in a way that a big company couldn't provide. We had to hire them from big companies, essentially. But the right people from the big companies, because if you just hire like a corporate type from a big company, it just never works. We tried that too. Many people from some big companies like, oh, you work there, come work here. It's like they're gonna suck, they're gonna fail. It's not even their fault. Like, you just picked wrong. But if you find the right people, my leadership team over time became just an exceptional team. And you just kind of think about what you have to do going from 1 person to 5 person. We're not crawling around under desks, but what do you have to do when 2019 you just sold the Microsoft business? You have 140 people, and then you have to grow because the market depends it up to like 850. How does your job have to change as a CEO? It changes exponentially, and you have to have an exceptional team of leaders in key roles. That's like the dream team, so you could keep doing what you're doing, and especially then, like, you have no idea how to create audited financials or how to do, whatever, 606 accounting. You don't know what a 409 valuation is. You don't know how to set up a refined operational backend that can, like, you have to hire exceptional people. You're not the best technologist. You probably haven't been for many years. You have to hire the best CTO on the planet. That's what we did. And we're very generous. And I think that generosity for the right people works. And if you try to do it by being penny pinching and not sharing, you're going to probably fail or be very stressed out and miserable.
And one question I'd have there too around what you mentioned about hiring individuals and those executives is the disconnect that you generally see is that hiring somebody that comes out of corporate America, an executive who's not able to put on the more, I don't want to call it startup hat, but the business that's, you have to wear more hats sometimes in these smaller companies. Like, what would you describe as that key difference between those who were and weren't successful? Since I'm highly summarizing it there.
No, I think they have to be scrappy. They have to be entrepreneurial, even in their own corporate roles. They have to have some history of that. They've been building internally. Maybe they have small business experience. You just have to move much faster in a non-corporate environment, and you have to be more flexible, and you have to be okay with partial information, and you have to trust your gut sometimes, and you have to
faster decisions,
take risks sometimes. If you've been trained by corporate America that the fundamental purpose, it's almost like being a politician, the purpose is to get reelected, right? If the fundamental purpose is to not get fired, and look good, then you're probably very good at managing up, but you probably suck at execution and managing down.